Machine guarding is defined as any means of effectively preventing personnel from coming in contact with moving parts of machinery or equipment which could cause physical harm to personnel. To put it more simply, machine guarding is placed around the moving parts of machinery in your facility in order to save your fingers, hands, and maybe even your life. Machine guarding is very important to your safety each and every day you come to work. There are regulations and generally accepted safety standards that require the machines with which you work are guarded to prevent injuries. This doesn't mean you're not exposed to hazards. What it means is that some of the hazards have been reduced but not necessarily eliminated. If guards are missing, broken, bent, or removed, you could be in serious danger on that particular machine. So what's the answer? Well, the first step is to know and understand the principles of machine guarding. That's what this program is all about. But keep in mind, we can't possibly cover every aspect of machine guarding or every type of guard in this short program. Our goal is to provide you with some basic safety information vital to the safe performance of your job responsibilities. The most important part of any safety program is you, and that means you must be thinking safety on every job, every day. It's your job and responsibility. Your company can provide you with all the training and equipment you need, but it does no good if you fail to put it to use. You can help reduce accidents and injuries by thinking safety and then performing your job in a safe manner. When working with machinery, the primary safety rule to remember is all guards must be in good condition and be in place before operating any machinery. This means every guard on each machine you use. You may work on the same equipment every day, and it becomes very familiar. But if you fail to inspect it before each shift, you cannot be sure that the equipment is in good condition and working properly. An unguarded machine is an unsafe machine. There are several types of guarding, each designed to provide safety for a specific area or operation. Guarding is designed to reduce the hazards created by point of operation, ingoing nip points, rotating parts, flying chips, and sparks. Some examples of guarding methods are barrier guards, two-hand tripping devices, electronic safety devices, and others. General machine guard standards require that guards must be affixed to the machine. If for any reason the attachment to the machine is not possible, guards must be secured by another means. The guard shall be such that it does not offer an accident hazard in itself. Point of operation is the area on a machine where work is actually performed upon the material being processed. The guarding device shall be so designed and constructed as to prevent the operator from having any part of his body in the danger zone during the operating cycle. Along with machine guarding are special hand tools for placing and removing material that permit easy handling of material without the operator placing a hand in the danger zone. Keep in mind that even though these special tools are available, it doesn't mean that the machine guarding is not also required. Special tools are just that, tools. They aren't substitutes for machine guarding. Barrels, containers, and drums that revolve must be guarded by an enclosure that prevents the container from revolving unless the guard enclosure is in place. When the periphery of the blades of a fan is less than 7 feet above the floor or working level, the blades must be guarded. The guarding must have openings no longer than 1/2 inch. In other words, a fan blade above 7 feet from the floor does not have to be guarded unless there are other circumstances requiring the guard. When the blades must be guarded, the openings in the guard shall be no larger than 1/2 inch. A general rule of thumb for machine guarding is that the guard must be designed to have an opening no larger than a finger, arm, hand, or other body part. In other words, you may see a large opening guard where you can stick your whole hand through the guard, but the blade, nip point, or hazardous operation is located far from the guard, so if anyone stuck their arm in the guard, they still would not be able to touch the hazardous area. Another safety standard on machinery requires all fixed machinery to be anchored to the floor surface or other structure to prevent the machine from walking, creeping, or moving. If you're not sure about machine guarding or your safety on a particular machine, ask questions. Machine guarding is a very technical safety feature, and it requires the skill of knowledgeable persons to fabricate and install these guards. If you're not sure, or you think the equipment you work with may be unsafe, notify your supervisor immediately so corrective action may be taken. Don't take chances. Report hazards. Your safety and the safety of your coworkers depends on it. Another important thing for you to remember is not to use any piece of equipment unless you've been trained and authorized. Even if you have experience with a particular machine, you must be trained and authorized by your company. Tampering or removing guards could endanger you and your coworkers and may result in disciplinary action up to and including the termination of your employment. Guards are there for your protection. Never, under any circumstances, circumvent the guarding process by removing or disabling any guard. Not only is it a bad idea, it's against company policy and generally accepted safety standards. The consequences of removing guards or working on machines without guards are very serious. Pay attention to safety. As we mentioned earlier, you must report damaged or missing guards to your employer immediately so maintenance or corrective action can be taken. Regular inspection of your equipment is mandatory so hazards can be minimized. A regular system of inspection and maintenance makes your workplace safer. Even during the maintenance process, machines require machine guarding to protect the persons who perform the maintenance. In most cases, this means disabling the energy source by means of lockout-tagout. If the machine must be turned off during maintenance, lockout-tagout should be the first step in the maintenance procedure. The power source must be locked out. That means the power to the machine is turned off and a padlock is installed at the energy source to prevent anyone from accidentally re-energizing the machine during maintenance. This lock should also be tagged to remind everyone that the machine is under repair or maintenance. The tag should include information regarding the nature and duration of the repair, the person authorized to remove the tag, and any other information required by the company. Don't forget that electricity isn't the only source of hazardous energy. Gravity, spring tension, pressure, chemicals, steam, and other sources must also be locked out and tagged before maintenance procedures can be attempted. Although safety policies and procedures minimize exposure to hazards, all hazards can never be completely eliminated. It is your responsibility to be aware of these hazards and do your part to prevent accidents and injuries. Never put any part of your body into moving machinery. You don't need to have a lot of technical knowledge. It just takes common sense and paying attention to safety. Nobody can do it for you. All the guards in the world won't help you if you don't do your part. Conveyors are common in a wide variety of industries from agriculture to high-tech manufacturing. Conveyors can be safe to work around if you follow common sense and basic safety policies. All the principles of machine guarding apply to conveyors. Never put your hands, fingers, or other body parts into the moving parts of any conveyor system. Never wear loose-fitting clothes, exposed long hair, or jewelry around conveyors, since these items can get caught in moving parts of the conveyor. Dress appropriately for work. Tie long hair back, or keep it under a net or cap. If long hair gets caught in moving parts, the results can be catastrophic. Obey all posted warning signs. They're there for a reason. Danger zones at or adjacent to conveyors should be guarded to protect employees. An elevated walkway with guardrail or equivalent means of protection should be provided where employees cross over moving conveyors, and suitable guarding should be provided when employees pass under moving conveyors as well. Conveyor rollers and wheels should be secured in position. When necessary for safe operation, provisions should be made for braking objects at the delivery end of the conveyor. Conveyors using electrically released brakes should be constructed so the brakes cannot be released until the power is applied, and that the brakes are automatically engaged if the power fails or the operating control is returned to the stop position. Portable conveyors should be stable within their operating ranges. When used at variable fixed levels, the unit should be secured at the operating level. Readily accessible stop controls should be provided for use in an emergency. Whenever the operation of any power conveyor requires personnel to work in the immediate vicinity of the conveyor or controls should not be left unattended while the conveyor is in operation. Powered conveyors should never be started until all employees are clear of the conveyor or have been warned the conveyor is about to start. The area around conveyor loading and unloading points should be kept clear of obstructions during conveyor operations. Conveyors should be stopped at their power sources, locked out, and tagged out during maintenance, repair, and servicing unless power is necessary for testing. The starting device should be locked and tagged out in the stop position before an attempt is made to remove the cause of a jam or overload of the conveying medium unless it is necessary to have the power on to remove the jam. Only designated persons should operate, repair, or service powered conveyors. Always stay off operating conveyors. Conveyors should only be operated with all overload devices, guards, and safety devices in place and operable. We know you're busy, but always take time for safety. Being busy doesn't excuse you from being aware of all safety considerations, such as lifting properly, wearing hearing protection or eye protection when it's required. We still expect you to lift safely and follow all other safety policies, but it's your responsibility to be aware of all the different equipment in your area. No matter what your particular job description or responsibilities are, you need to be aware of what's going on around you at all times and do what it takes to make your workplace accident and injury-free. Use only authorized walkways when crossing over conveyors. Walking over a conveyor is absolutely prohibited. The little time you may save is definitely not worth the risk. If there are crossovers, be sure to hold the handrail when climbing any elevated walkway and watch your step. Always proceed with caution around conveyors. Remember, all the machine guarding and equipment in the world won't do you any good if you disregard safety policies. Think about safety on every task you perform. Everybody wants to do a good job, and safety is a big part of that job. If you have any questions, ask your supervisor. In today's fast-paced work environment, everyone must work together. Safety is a team effort, and each employee is a valuable member of the team. Make machine guarding and conveyor safety part of your job responsibilities. Thank you.